Pack your desk, you're fired, Merry Christmas. Marcus didn't whisper it. He announced it across the entire 47th floor trading room at Helix Capital, 2 days before Christmas, with 160 employees watching. Phones came out immediately. Someone gasped. A junior analyst covered her mouth. I stood there calm, holding the quarterly report I'd just finished. Marcus stepped closer, his Rolex catching the light. You missed the deadline by 4 hours, Jordan. 4 hours in this firm, that's called incompetence. I didn't argue, I simply asked, are you sure you want to do this publicly? He laughed. The room laughed with him. Nervous, performative laughter that comes when someone's being humiliated and no one wants to be next. Oh, I'm sure, Marcus said louder now. Everyone here needs to see what happens when you don't respect my authority. This is a $9 billion fund. We don't tolerate mediocrity. A woman near the back whispered to her colleague, this feels wrong. Marcus turned to her, something to say, Rachel. She shook her head quickly. He looked back at me. Security will escort you out. Leave your badge, your laptop, and any dignity you think you have left. I set the report down on my desk, calmly, slowly. Marcus, I said quietly, I need you to check something before security arrives. He crossed his arms. Check what? Your excuses. The signature on your employment contract. Confusion flickered across his face. What are you talking about? I pulled out my phone, opened an email, and turned the screen toward him. The one you signed 3 years ago when Helix Capital was restructured. His eyes scanned the document, then stopped, then widened. Who do you think owns the controlling shares of this firm? I asked. The room went silent. Marcus's voice cracked. That can't be right. I stepped closer. 72% equity, voting control, board authority, all transferred from my family's trust when I turned 28. I've been operating quietly, Marcus, watching, learning who deserves to lead and who just pretends to. Someone dropped a pen. The sound echoed. Marcus stammered, Jordan, I didn't, you never said. I didn't need to, I interrupted. I wanted to see how you treated people when you thought there were no consequences. His face drained of color. Please, let's talk in private. No, I said, you made this public, so will the resolution. I raised my voice just enough for the entire floor to hear. Effective immediately, Marcus Langford is removed as Senior Managing Director. His termination is for cause, workplace harassment, abuse of authority, and creating a toxic environment. Security will escort him out. He has 5 minutes to collect his personal belongings. Marcus's legs buckled slightly. Jordan, it's Christmas, I have a family, I have a mortgage. You had 160 employees with families and mortgages, I said. You humiliated them for sport. You fired 3 people this quarter for minor mistakes while protecting your friends who cost us $2.3 million in bad trades. 2 security officers appeared at the elevator. Marcus looked around desperately. No one met his eyes. The same people who laughed minutes ago now stared at their screens. This is insane, he hissed. You can't do this. I pulled out a formal document signed by the board that morning. I already did. Your severance is void under the harassment clause. Legal will contact you next week. The guard stepped forward. Marcus tried to speak, but his voice failed him. As they led him toward the elevator, I addressed the room. For those concerned about retaliation or job security, there will be none. I'm promoting Rachel Nguyen to interim managing director. Her leadership reviews have been flawless. She starts Monday. Rachel looked up stunned. The room erupted in quiet applause. Marcus turned back one last time as the elevator doors opened. You've ruined me. I met his eyes. No, Marcus, you ruined yourself. I just stopped pretending I didn't notice. The doors closed. The floor remained silent for a long moment. Then, slowly, people returned to their desks, but this time there was something different in the air. Respect. I picked up the quarterly report I'd finished 4 hours late, because I'd spent those 4 hours reviewing every employee complaint filed against Marcus over the past 2 years. Timing, I've learned, is everything. That evening, as I walked out of the building, my phone buzzed with a message from Rachel. Thank you, not just for the promotion, for showing us what real leadership looks like. I didn't reply immediately. I simply looked up at the Helix Capital logo glowing against the winter sky. Power, I've come to understand, isn't about who can humiliate the loudest. It's about who chooses not to, until the moment it actually matters. Merry